Salut miteinander, and welcome to what will hopefully be a series of entertaining tales. For your enjoyment and pleasure today, I bring you The Fairy Caravan by Beatrix Potter. And obviously, the tale does not belong to me. The Fairy Caravan, Chapter 1. In the land of green ginger, there's a town called Marmalade, which is inhabited exclusively by guinea pigs. They are of all colours, and of two sorts. Common or garden guinea pig are the most numerous. They have short hair, and they run errands and twitter. The guinea pigs of the other variety are called Abyssinian cavies. They have long hair and side whiskers, and they walk upon their toes. The common guinea pigs admire and envy the hair of the Abyssinian cavies. They would give anything to be able to make their own short hair grow long. So there was excitement and twittering amongst the short-hair guinea pigs when Messrs. Ratton and Scratch, hair specialists, sent out hundreds of advertisements by post describing their new elixir. The Abyssinian cavies, who required no hair stimulant, were affronted by the advertisements. They found the twitterings tiresome. During the night, between March 31st and April 1st, Messrs. Ratton and Scratch arrived in Marmalade. They placarded the walls of the town with posters, and they set up a booth in the marketplace. Next morning, quantities of elegantly stoppered bottles were displayed upon the booth. The rats stood in front of the booth and distributed handbills describing the wonderful effects of their new quintessence. Come buy, come buy, come buy. My bottleful and try it on a doorknob. We guarantee that it will grow a crop of onions, shouted Messrs. Ratton and Scratch. Crowds of short-haired guinea pigs swarmed around the booth. The Abyssinian cavies sniffed and passed by upon their toes. They remarked that Mr. Ratton was slightly bald. The short-haired guinea pigs continued to crowd around, twittering and asking questions, but they hesitated to buy. The price of a very small bottle holding only 2 thimblefuls was 10 peppercorns. And besides this high charge, there was an uncomfortable doubt as to what the stuff was made of. The Abyssinian cavies spread ill-natured reports that it was manufactured from slugs. Mr. Scratch emphatically contradicted this slander. He asserted that it was distilled from the purest Arabian moonshine. And Arabia is quite close to Abyssinia, said Mr. Scratch with a wink, pointing to a particularly long-haired Abyssinian cavy. Come buy a sample bottle, can't you? Listen to the testimonials from our grateful customers, said Mr. Ratton. He proceeded to read aloud a number of letters, but he did not specifically deny a rumour that got about a certain notorious nobleman, a much-married nobleman, who had bought a large bottle of the quintessence by persuasion of the first of his 8 wives. This nobleman, so the story ran, had used the hair stimulant with remarkable results. He had grown a magnificent beard, but the beard was blue, which may be fashionable in Arabia, but short-haired guinea pigs were dubious. Messrs. Ratton and Scratch shouted themselves hoarse. Come buy a sample bottle, half price, and try it for salad dressing. The cucumbers will grow themselves while you are mixing the hair oil and vinegar. Buy a sample bottle, can't you? Shouted Mrs. Ratton and Scratch. The short-haired guinea pigs determined to purchase 1 bottle of the smallest size to be tried upon Tuppenny. Tuppenny was a short-haired guinea pig of dilapidated appearance. He suffered from toothache and chilblains, and he had never had much hair, not even of the shortest. It was thin and patchy. Whether this was the result of chilblains or of ill-treatment is uncertain. He was an object, whatever the cause. Obviously, he was a suitable subject for experiment. His appearance can scarcely become worse, provided he does not turn blue, said his friend Henry P. Let us subscribe for a small bottle and apply it as directed. So Henry P. and 9 other guinea pigs bought a bottle and ran in a twittering crowd toward Tuppenny's house. On the way, they overtook Tuppenny going home. They explained to him that, out of sympathy, they had subscribed for a bottle of moonshine to cure his toothache and chilblains, and that they would rub it on for him as Mrs. Tuppenny was out. Tuppenny was too depressed to argue. He allowed himself to be led away. Henry P. and the 9 other guinea pigs poured the whole bottleful over Tuppenny and put him to bed. They wore gloves themselves while applying the quintessence. Tuppenny was quite willing to go to bed. He felt chilly and damp. Presently, Mrs. Tuppenny came in. She complained about the sheets. Henry P. and the other guinea pigs went away. After tea, they returned at 5:30. Mrs. Tuppenny said nothing had happened. The short-haired guinea pigs took a walk. They looked in again at 6. Mrs. Tuppenny was abusive. She said there was no change. At 6:30, they called again to inquire. Mrs. Tuppenny was still more abusive. She said Tuppenny was very hot. Next time they came, she said the patient was in a fever, felt as if he were growing a tail. She slammed the door in on their faces and said she would not open it again for anybody. Henry P. and the other guinea pigs were perturbed. They betook themselves to the marketplace, where Messrs. Ratton and Scratch were still trying to sell bottles by lamplight, and they asked anxiously whether there was any risk of tails growing. Mr. Scratch burst into ribald laughter. Mr. Ratton said, "No sort of tail except pigtails on the head." During the night, Messrs. Ratton and Scratch packed up their booth and departed from the town of Marmalade. Next morning at daybreak, a crowd of guinea pigs collected on Tuppenny's doorstep. More and more arrived, until Mrs. Tuppenny came out with a scrubbing brush and a pail of water. In reply to inquiries from a respectful distance, she said that Tuppenny had had a disturbed night. Further, she would not say, except that he was unable to keep on his nightcap. No more could be ascertained until, providentially, Mrs. Tuppenny discovered that she had nothing for breakfast. She went out to buy a carrot. Henry P. and a crowd of other guinea pigs swarmed into the house as soon as she was round the corner of the street. They found Tuppenny out of bed, sitting on a chair, looking frightened. At least, presumably, it was Tuppenny, but he looked different. His hair was over his ears and nose. And that was not all, for whilst they were talking to him, his hair grew down onto his empty plate. It grew something alarming. It was quite nice hair, and the proper colour, but Tuppenny said he felt funny. Sore all over as if his hair were being brushed back to front, prickling hot, like needles and pins, and altogether uncomfortable. And well he might. His hair, it grew and it grew and it grew, faster and faster, and nobody knew how to stop it. Mrs. Ratton and Scratch had gone away and left no address. If they possessed an antidote, there was no way of obtaining it. All day that day, and for several days, still the hair kept growing. Mrs. Tuppenny cut it, and stuffed pincushions with it, and pillowcases and bolsters, but as fast as she cut it, it grew again. When Tuppenny went out, he stumbled over it, and the rude little guinea pig boys ran after him shouting, "Old Whiskers!" His life became a burden. Then Mrs. Tuppenny began to pull it out. The effect of the quintessence was beginning to wear off. If only she would have exercised a little patience. But she was tired of cutting, so she pulled. She pulled so painfully and shamelessly that Tuppenny could not stand it. He determined to run away from the hair-pulling and the chilblains and the long-haired and the short-haired guinea pigs, away and away, so far away that he would never come back. So that is how it happened that Tuppenny left his home in the town of Marmalade and wandered into the world alone. Danke. Thank you for coming today. Hopefully we'll get the next chapter out next week. See you then. Auf Wiedersehen.